Boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Invetero Coquette in Grand Theft Auto Online. The Coquette is a classic car. It's based off of like a C7 Corvette, and it's really cool. It's the first car I ever bought in Grand Theft Auto Online. Got a lot of good memories with this thing. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so the armor, brakes, engine, transmission, and the turbo are already done on this thing, so we're basically just going to be focusing on cosmetic upgrades today. So, starting off with the bumper, we have front and rear options. We can add the custom front splitter, the painted front splitter, the carbon front splitter, or the extreme aero front bumper. I think we're going to go for the custom front splitter. I like the look of that. Let's do it. For the rear bumpers, we can add the painted rear bumper, the carbon rear diffuser, the custom rear bumper, or the carbon diffuser and tow hook. Let's go for that one. It's a good look. Next up for the exhaust, we can add an oval exhaust, chrome tip exhaust, big bore exhaust, or a titanium exhaust. I think we're going to go for the big bore. I kind of like that. For the fenders, we can change these to carbon panels. We're going to go for it, I think, because it looks really good. For the hood, we can add a vented hood, a double vented hood, a carbon vented hood, or a performance hood. I personally think that the carbon hood looks the best. We're going to go for that one. For the lights, we're going to go xenon, of course. For the plate, yellow on black. For the respray, I don't know what color I want to go with this, on this car. Honestly, yeah, I'm kind of thinking about a yellow. Let's go for race yellow. I think it's going to look really good. Oh yeah, okay. Next up, we got the roll cage and chassis upgrade. Not really feeling it, to be honest. I don't really think it makes the car look that much better, so we're going to leave it off. The roof, we can change this car and we can actually remove the roof, which is a really cool feature with this thing, or we can add the custom roof too, which adds a carbon fiber roof, which I think it's been a long time since I've had a no roof Coquette, so I'm gonna go for a no roof Coquette. Why not? For the skirts, we can add custom skirts or carbon skirts. I'm gonna go for carbon just because I feel like it, I don't know, just an extra little bit of detail. For the spoiler, we can change it to a high-level spoiler, mid-level spoiler, tuner wing, drift wing, or a GT wing. Out of them all, the tuner wing looks the best in my opinion. However, I don't think that I actually want to add it really, but at the same time, it kind of looks good. I don't know. No, we're not going to add it. For the suspension, we are going to lower this thing down. You get a decent amount of travel with the suspension on this car, so kind of cool. Next up, we get the wheels, and I think just to match up with everything, we're probably going to go for the Cheetah Carbon R's to match up with all the carbon detail we've done all over the car. Maybe the Solars. Actually, the Solars look a bit better. Let's go for those. The wheel color, we could make it black. We could also make it yellow. Race yellow to match? Let's do it. Why not? Tires are already bulletproofed in case you guys are wondering. And the window tint, let's tint those all the way out, of course. This thing looks pretty mean, I think. Let's take it down to the ground. We're going to do a sound test and a review. Alright guys, let's see what it sounds like. Sounds pretty good to me. Could sound a little bit better. It kind of doesn't really sound too much like a V8 to me. It sort of sounds more like high pitched, like maybe a V10 or something, so I don't really love that, but it does sound pretty okay. Now off the line, there's not that much wheel spin. It could be a lot worse, that's for sure. Let's test out if it's rear wheel drive only, which I know that it is, but I'll test it for you guys anyways, just in case you had any doubts. Alright, now into the review. Let's see how this thing actually does. It's been a while since I've driven the Coquette, to be honest. It's a really good looking car though. For a car that was released with the game back in 2013, it's pretty good looking, I must say. I just wish there's a little bit more front bumper options. I feel like all the other options for the car, like the side skirts and the rear bumpers, I feel like they're pretty good. But the front bumper that I added to it kind of looks ugly in my opinion. So I'm not a huge fan of it, but, you know, oh well. The car, for the cost of it, it is a pretty good performer, I must say. The acceleration's pretty decent. It is a sports car at the end of the day, I guess. So it's, you know, bound to be pretty good. By the sports cars of today's standards, though, like the Italian GTO, for example, this thing would absolutely get destroyed on a track. Like, it wouldn't have a chance in hell. But, you know, for what it is for cruising, you know, it's pretty good. Now, we're into the handling section here, and so far so good. This car does tend to understeer a little bit, I'm noticing right now. Probably if you put a wing on it, it would probably negate a little bit of that understeer and try to tie the rear end in a little bit better, but it's not bad, that's for sure. There's definitely cars that handle worse. Oh, yikes. Yeah, the car definitely does understeer though. Don't get me wrong. It's a bit of an understeer, which, yeah, okay. It understeers a lot, to be honest, but you know, maybe the spoiler would fix it. I'm not 100% sure, honestly, but it doesn't feel the greatest, that's for sure, in the corners. Could be a lot worse, like I said, but it could also be, you know, a decent amount better. But it's, you know what, it is what it is. If you slow down in the corners, you'll be fine. You know, it is supposed to be a Corvette after all. It's like, you know, they're a sports car, but you know, it's kind of a muscle car at the same time. Not exactly known for their great handling. So anyway, guys, for $140,000, I don't think you can really go wrong with the Coquette. I think it's, you know, it's just it's a great vehicle. If nothing more than, you know, for just cruising in, like, it's pretty good for that. It's definitely not going to win you any races, like I said. Pretty much, like, the Italia GTO is going to thrash this thing. So will, you know, 90% of the other sports cars, really. But, you know, as just a cool car to drive around, maybe go to car meets in, the Coquette is, it's a good option, I'd say. And especially, you know, if you're struggling for money, but you want a really cool car, I'd say, you know, the Coquette's pretty good. So anyway, guys, I think that's pretty much it for the customization and the review today. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you learned something, leave a like down below. If not, dislike. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.